We're going back in time with William Waffles, myself, and Joey Black with a Throwback Thursday Toys edition, along with the help of some of you. So, let's do it.
The Natural Habitat Podcast. The Natural Habitat Podcast. The Natural Habitat Podcast.
You gonna breathe all heavy? Creepy? Bill's just gonna creepily breathe, and then everyone's breathing. This is how you know we're real. We're all real. We all breathe. I don't know, Joe's breath sounds a little weird. I don't know if he'd be real. Everybody stop breathing. William Waffles, stop it.
Hold your breath, damn it.
Okay, that's better. Welcome to the fucking Natural Habitat Goddamn Breathing Podcast. We do Lamaze exercises here, and that was proof that we're all real. We're all actual people. We're not robots. We're not Stephen Hawking computers where people type in things and make us say it. We're real people, and we have breaths. You can hear them in between our words. Today is a beautiful day in California. As I look outside the window of the studio, I see there's lots of cars. There's heavy traffic and hot sun. I didn't mean to stop breathing entirely.
You told me to.
All right, I'm sorry. You could breathe, just not heavily through your nose into the microphone.
Okay.
Lots of sun, lots of cars, so I hope that helps you whenever you're listening to this and wherever you are. Those are the conditions of our life right now.
Yeah, it's all hot.
So today we're about to step into our time machine and go back into the days of old.
I pulled them up like they were time machine pants or something.
Yeah, little time machine pull-up pants. I like them. So this is where the time machine music would be queued up, and it would play right about now, and you would be like, "Wow, that sounds like time traveling almost. That's really crazy." And then after that, we would probably say something about now we're in the past. So enjoy the show. Whoa, guys. Did you feel that?
Yeah, I felt something.
We just teleported.
Like my butthole got tight for a second.
Hold on. What year is it? I'm going to pull out my phone. I don't have a phone. It's a pager. I have a pager. I have a pager where my phone should be, and it says that it's 1985, and we're about to get an inside scoop on all the upcoming toys.
What?
Yeah, and I know that this doesn't make any sense, and you're listening to me like, Mikey, what a poorly thought out plan and line of progress and storyline for your podcast. Yeah, it happened like that, man. I didn't make it. This is real life, and this is what I'm telling you happened.
It's what happened.
The music came on out of nowhere. I was talking about it. I didn't think it was going to happen.
Nope.
It came on. All of a sudden, I felt a little fuzzy.
I didn't do it.
In my pants area, and then now here we are in the past.
Time travel is very real.
I'm gonna quote you on that. And
we established this when they hijacked our conspiracy theory episode.
That's right. The conspiracy theories episode. Did you get a chance to check it out, Mr. Waffles? Mm-hmm. They tried to shut us down 3 fucking times. First, we recorded it, and they hacked into my computer and they deleted the file. And then we re-recorded it, and they kept fucking with our Skype call and cutting it out short. And we had to reconnect a bunch of times.
Oh damn!
And then in the end, it totally cut out. And we had no communication with each other. And then they tried to compromise the file again, but I put it on a flash drive and hid it securely inside of either yours or Chris's butthole. And that's where it stayed until it was time to be released. And I just kind of backed one of you up to the computer and transferred the file.
Yeah, the only good thing about that episode was they forgot to take the time machine with them. So now we get to travel back to the 80s and 90s every Thursday.
Yep, they left their little music box. It's like you open it up. There's a ballerina in it. She spins around. It plays the music, and it takes you back to wherever you want. You think about it.
Crazy.
You think about it in your head, and there you go. But I think that we went back too far because there's no way that we're going to be able to cover all the great toys of the late 80s and early 90s. So I think that we're going to have to move through time.
What?
Yeah. And unfortunately, I don't have the music queued up anymore because the music box plays no sound in this dimension. So we're just going to have to pretend that it played.
Oh, no. Okay.
All
right, here we are, 1995. This is amazing.
Wow.
Time travel is real.
1995.
It definitely is.
Wow, this has got to be the strangest way
I want
to
to find
get
my
into
little
a Throwback
9-year-old self
Thursday.
and punk the shit out of him.
You're going to punk your 9-year-old self?
Yeah, why not?
And for what? What do you have at 9 years old that's valuable?
I don't know.
A Trapper Keeper?
Not even.
Some fresh toys, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A leftover peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Right.
Well-
The peanut butter sandwich I didn't eat. That's what I'll go get.
So I think that we can all agree that toys as children, maybe just because it was through a children's eyes with a children's memory, but there was a lot of toys that were just off the fucking hook and provided hours of entertainment that I would just kind of throw in the backseat of my car now and not mess with. You know what I mean? And
Well, a lot of our toys took imagination to have fun with.
yeah.
Nowadays, kids have visual stimulation in their gaming computer console things.
All their third world shit.
Yeah.
Do you guys still have any toys from your childhood that you know of that you've held on to throughout the years into 30 years old?
I've got a handful of action figures. Not very many of them.
Yeah, Joey?
I've got all of them, actually.
All of your toys from your childhood?
My grandma was a crazy person and always kept everything. So
good.
I literally
Word.
got like boxes of all the toys from when I was a kid, from when I was like a little kid, like 5 years old and shit. And also she even has toys from when my dad was a kid. So
Very nice.
I got to play with some of the same toys my dad got to play with growing up and shit too.
Yeah, it's weird to see all the different stages through the generations because I saw like my dad's toys and a lot of like uncle's toys and shit would be out on the shelves. And it was just old wooden trains and just the simplest shit. And it was cool because it was painted nice. Like that was the best part of it,
And
was the design.
Shit was real metal and things too back then, you know?
Yeah.
Like their toys were built to last.
They were handmade like a tool. Like it was like, you know, they put time into it. And then shit got real chintzy. And then it got weird. I think when we were children that we went through the weirdest phase of toys. I mean, now there's weird shit like Bratz dolls and shit like that, but I feel like there was a lot of weird shit. The weirdest thing that I can think of is Furbies, because I had a Furby, and my Furby, just like a lot of people who had Furbies can relate to this, that shit just turned on and started talking randomly. Like it would be in a closet in a box, and it would just be like, hoo-hoo, hoo-hoo.
Yeah.
Super fucking creepy.
And fucking one time I was at my homie's house at a sleepover, and his Furby just came, because like they would walk and shit if you like wind them up, just came fucking waddling out of the closet, all blinking and everything. And, you know, Furbies always creep me out. And I think that they had recording devices in them and that they were just spying on everyone's families. That the Chinese just implanted them into everyone's home. That was one of the creepiest things ever, was Furbies.
Yeah, they were pretty fucking creepy.
I want to get one, but it's like a niche market. They're all expensive now
Yeah.
because they don't make them. Let's see.
Yeah, there was a lot of weird stuff
There's
back then.
a lot of things
Care
I
Bears?
don't have. Yeah. A lot of things I don't have, but
Cabbage Patch Dolls.
or how about
Yeah, Cabbage Patch dolls, the glowworms.
What
you
a
know?
concept.
Yeah, glowworm. Everybody
concept
had
of those
one,
things.
but I don't know why.
Teddy Ruxpin.
that's what I was gonna bring up.
Yeah.
Teddy Ruxpin.
That fucking thing was so creepy.
And you could put whatever tape you want in the back of it, and he would sing along to it.
I remember
say
I
it.
had Metallica A Metallica tape in mine.
I put an Amazing Jekyll Brothers tape in mine.
Nice.
And Teddy Ruxpin would like do the intro of the welcome. You need a candle.
That's so creepy.
Yeah, hella creepy. And they
and then there's My Buddy, the doll that's like from Chucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that doll. And it's like, was that an actual real established toy before
Yes.
they made the movie?
Yes.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was.
The Good Guys doll.
That's
is what
Good,
it's called.
good guys. Yeah. My mom tells me stories of how she almost got me one of those before, like a year or 2 years before the movie came out.
That's crazy.
Right?
I think that's partly why the movie was so big, is because it was based on like some reality.
Yeah, a lot of people
like,
had them, and
Yeah.
then they became like
It's like how they
discarded so quickly after that movie came out. Everybody's like, "Fuck this doll, dude! I don't want to have any part of it."
how did they convince the Good Guys company to do that? Because they can't use the
Money.
doll and the likeness. They're like, here, we're gonna give you this money to just ruin your company and have nobody want to buy your doll anymore. But still, I bet there's still people that are trying to buy it to this day. I'd buy
Oh
one.
Sure,
yeah,
for-
fuck yeah.
It probably doubled their market. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like all the twisted ass fans of like horror movies and shit like that. The first thing they're gonna do is go buy both. You know, like they want the Chucky version and they want the original version and shit.
Yeah, and that's what I heard that there was this dude that made a Halloween costume of Cecil. It was a Cecil the Lion costume. And he fucking, it's like a dentist outfit that's all bloody, and then like a lion's head attached to it, like by the waist, and you like carry it around. You got like a stethoscope and shit. And he said that the sales are through the roof already. He sold out on his website. He's like getting a bunch more made, and people love it. Like people love the weird, sick, twisted shit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Caitlyn Jenner costumes are for sale right now.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? I would totally be on that. But I had this thought that, oh no, I'll be in Portland with a bunch of hipsters. You know how often I'm going to see that costume?
Mm-hmm.
I think I want to go as Bruce Jenner.
Yeah. Plus, if you go as Caitlyn Jenner in Portland, they'll take you serious.
I'll go as Bruce Jenner from like 85.
Did you see that Bruce Jenner, or Caitlyn Jenner rather, went to court for when she was in that car accident and killed that lady as Bruce Jenner?
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
And she went to court as Bruce Jenner, not Caitlyn Jenner. So she like dressed in a suit and not like a dress, like a fancy like pantsuit dress, and like had her like man hair, didn't wear makeup, like was Bruce. So it's like, what are you doing, man? Like pick one. Or did she have to like just seal off this one like tie off this one loose end as Bruce, and then Bruce can die?
Sounds right.
Because what I think is that I think from the get, when I first heard about this, that this is all publicity, that the show put him up to it, because as far as I know, he still has his hog. You know what I mean? Like he hasn't cut his hog off.
No, I think he has a vagina.
Does he have a vagina?
I think so.
Oh man, that's gross. Well, still, that's not gross. Sorry, I didn't mean that.
Vaginas are far from gross.
It's
bro.
gross on Bruce Jenner. All right. But
Caitlyn.
I'm still not seeing him as Caitlyn. Plus, when I saw Caitlyn's beach bod, it's pretty much Bruce Jenner in a bikini. So it was
Yeah.
it was a little weird. But either way, props to him if that's what he really wants to do. But I don't think he does. I think that it was all part of the show, part of the publicity of like the Kardashians and everything. They're always fighting to stay relevant, and he hasn't done anything really. He sits around and plays with his helicopters. So they were like, "Look,
Yeah,
man,
but I don't know, dude. I'm like on the fence about
Is
it.
that
I
what
don't
we're
think
calling
that,
vaginas now? Helicopters?
They got hella money. He was not in danger of losing anything. You know what I mean? He could gain from it, but he's got a lot of money, dude. He didn't need anything.
Well, him and
for
Chris
him to
were
make like a
him and Chris Kardashian were getting a divorce, and the way that goes, he would have been
Chris?
Yeah, that's her name, right? The mom.
Fucking fine it, dude.
All right.
Yeah.
So they're getting a divorce. So if he would have just divorced her, nothing happened, and then they went on with their shows, guaranteed 2 years from now, Bruce Jenner would be living in an apartment in some apartment building, eating fucking chow mein noodles in a dirty wife beater, and he'd be like the Joey Fatone
Damn, bro. Sounds like you're ragging on my life over here.
of the world. No. That's life. But when you're at an exalted level, to go back to that, that's another thing. You know what I mean? That's just to go back to an average Joe's life is after living as Bruce Jenner. So I think that he had to do something to stay relevant, stay in the cameras, and, you know, still have all these things, make money, do commercials, because nobody really wants anything to do with Bruce Jenner, but everybody loves Caitlyn. This is a long rant I got into.
Is Bruce and Caitlyn?
I know. Speaking of commercials, I got a tight commercial for you.
Is Bruce / Caitlyn Jenner our physical representation of Cartman?
Of Mrs. Garrison, you mean?
Oh, Mrs. Garrison. There you go.
Yeah.
All I was thinking about was the Sissy episode.
Reminds me of Mrs. Garrison, kind of. But if this is what Bruce Jenner really wants to do, I would like to stress that I totally support him. We all support his decision. I think that everyone should do whatever they want that makes them feel comfortable and most themselves, because you only get one life, man. Hashtag Yoga. And
Yoga.
I wouldn't want him to pretend to be something that he's not his whole life. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm saying at all.
But he already has.
But I also, it's never too late, man. Never too late. NTL. Hashtag NTL. Never too late. NHP NTL. And
Shit.
so what I'm saying is that I support him, but I also am speculative.
Speculatory.
I also have some speculation that it is not. It's not what it seems. So Joey, your commercial. I'm done talking about Caitlyn.
All right.
Hey, Joey, I got some stuff you just gotta try. What is it? Pot. You know, marijuana. Oh, well, I don't know. What, chicken?
Joey's in the gym. What should he do? Cake.
Get a pizza.
Excellent. Get a pizza. Get real.
Get out of there.
You got it. Let's see if Joey's that smart.
I'm not chicken. You're a turkey.
He's right. Drug dealers are dorks. Don't even talk to them. Cowabunga!
Whoa. What? Hey, chicken, you're a turkey.
I know, right?
That was great. I wish I could have seen that. Wish I could have seen the visual of that.
I remember that commercial.
Joey's gone. He walked away, and he's still talking. He's talking in the rest of his house. That's some damn Ninja Turtles propaganda. You know that the Ninja Turtles smoke weed, all right? They were trying to cover their bases.
Get a pizza.
Get a pizza.
I just thought
instead.
that was funny that they used the name Joey and everything, and
Right.
you know what I mean. It's like it's typical Dare propaganda. You know what I mean? It's that
Yeah.
fucking Reagan era shit.
All
that
that
was still
all that old school
Yeah.
fear
yeah.
as a child. When
And
they used to tell you not to wear clothes that had your name on it, because then people would come up and be like, "Hey, what's up, Mikey? How you doing?"
Yet they would pin a piece of paper with a note to your mother on your fucking shirt. Doesn't make any sense.
Makes 0 sense. Yeah, I guess that didn't work. You goddamn it. You goddamn it.
what was what do you think the most popular toy of the 80s was?
Most popular toy of the 80s? Lawn darts.
Lawn darts?
Want to talk about a fucked up toy, man?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Lawn darts.
Lawn.
The most popular
dart.
toy
Yeah.
of the 80s.
No, I'd have to say Legos or Barbie.
Lawn darts is a game. That's not a toy.
It's a toy.
No.
It was a child's toy in the 80s, bro.
Really?
Yes.
That sounds very dangerous.
Yes.
Ugh.
Here.
What is it?
I think it's
He doesn't know. He doesn't know what it is.
no, it's either
I think
Legos
it's
or
Cabbage
Barbie.
Patch Kid.
Cabbage Patch Kids?
No, I think that was
I
more
don't know.
90s.
Do you remember you remember when Beanie Babies happened?
That was 90s too.
Yeah. And the Beanie Babies were
Yeah,
like
it
super
says
crazy.
Cabbage Patch Dolls.
Cabbage Patch Dolls. Yeah, that was the 80s for sure. Because my sister
Yeah.
had a Cabbage Patch doll.
Second,
yeah.
second was Care Bears.
Yeah. I think that, oh yeah, the fucking Beanie Babies, those got big forever and people were trying to collect them all because they could sell them later. And now they're worth like $1.15 a piece.
I was a Cabbage Patch Kid.
Yeah?
Yeah, I went to the Cabbage Patch.
What does that mean?
It happens to be right down the road. Used to be the Cabbage Patch little kid center over there.
And you kissed the girl there? You molested her?
No.
How old were you?
I was a child.
Like
I was like
17?
Like a small child.
So like 16.
What is your conception of a small child, bro? 16-year-old? What are you, fucking like 38?
Kids are tiny nowadays. They're
No,
small.
I'm talking like I was... God, I don't even know how old I was. How old do you have to be to go in like kindergarten?
15.
Joey, how old you got to be to go in kindergarten?
5.
5? All right, so it was preschool, so it was like fucking 4.
Oh, dang. And you kissed the girl in that Cabbage Patch?
Fuck, I don't think so. Well, no, it was not an actual patch of cabbages.
That's how this whole thing started. Oh, you talk about the daycare?
Yes.
Oh, I went there too. The Cabbage Patch place.
Yeah.
But I
Fucking A.
went there.
This is the first time I saw a dragonfly up close.
What? Are you reminiscing on kindergarten?
Oh, sorry.
Dragonflies aren't toys.
No, but they're beautiful.
Yeah, they are. And I think that there was probably some sort of dragonfly toy somewhere at some point. So I'll give you that, you motherfucker. One thing that I had a lot of, that I still have a lot
Oh, I
of,
remember that fucker.
the limbo chicken.
Yeah.
The chicken limbo party game. The one thing that I had a lot of and still do are yo-yos. I have fucking like a box full of yo-yos in my closet with light up brain yo-yos, butterflies.
Yeah.
I could do around the world, over the rainbow, the waterfall. I can hit you in the face with it. I can walk the dog. I can throw it down and then not be able to pull it back up and get the string all tied in knots. I can throw it too low and break it. I can do all that stuff. A lot of tricks. What about yo-yos? Nobody? You guys had any yo-yos?
Yeah, yo-yos.
I like
Yeah,
that.
but I didn't have yo-yos as like, I had more like Legos as a little kid.
Yeah.
Yo-yos I didn't have until like, I don't know, I was like junior high or some shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, I fucking got
That's when
down
they
on
became
yo-yos.
popular with other kids. There's like
Yeah, I remember
around like
some-
12 or 13 or something.
I remember some dude coming to school and having like an assembly of him doing all these cool yo-yo tricks. Some dude from Duncan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then he tried to sell us a whole bunch of yo-yos.
Is this what you were talking about, Bill? Aqua dots?
No. Okay. Any of the listeners out there, if you might happen to know what I'm talking about, I would appreciate it if you could write us and tell us, because it boggles my mind. There was this toy that you stuck like little black ABS spears into the front of it, and it was like a heat gun, and you would like melt this black nasty plastic. And I remembered it because it would just smell like shit. And you'd like melt plastic shits together and make little structures. Can't think of the name of it. Horrible toy for children. You're burning shit. You're burning plastic. I was smelling burning plastic. Burning ABS at that isn't even all that good. So.
Yeah, it's definitely not good for you.
No.
Yeah, that sounds fun. I want some of that. I want that toy.
Yeah, I just can't fucking... It was along the lines of like creepy crawlers, and you know, it involved like heat and
Creepy crawlers were dope.
yeah, they were.
Didn't you eat those?
I think so. Well,
Did
no,
you eat creepy crawlers?
nah,
I thought it was like a gummy bear that
no,
you made.
they were like.
Was I not supposed to eat that?
I think they had like gummy worm and creepy crawler like gummies you could make, but the original creepy crawler was a plastic bug that you would make yourself.
I remember someone had an easy bake oven when I was a kid.
I had an easy bake oven.
Maybe it was you. And I used to go over there and make like little pizzas and like fucking make like all kinds of nasty ass food in there
Right? Those are
Yeah.
just so gross.
with a light bulb. And you would just hang out for like 4 hours and let your pizza cook.
40-watt bacon, son.
Man, that shit was crazy. And fucking kids were just in there cooking up a storm like madmen. They don't do that anymore. They don't have easy bake ovens. Nobody knows what the fuck that is.
Nah, children just play.
They play on iPads.
Yeah, they don't use their hands and imagination.
Yeah, they
that
go
often
here,
anymore.
play Candy Crush, and do this.
See, I'll be honest with you guys. Like, one of my all-time fucking favorite toys was a fucking stick.
Yeah, you could do a lot with a stick.
You fucking could, dude. Like, we played guns with those all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Hiked with it. Swords. Fucking I made bow and arrows out of them.
Yeah.
You know, sticks are fucking awesome.
Damn right. You can do a lot with a fucking stick. And,
Right?
And we sound old as hell right now. I remember I used to play with a stick.
Right?
When I was young, we would just go out, find a stick in the yard, and pick it up. And I'd be like, my stick's better than yours. And I'd hit Billy on the head.
Yeah. Yes.
Leave a big gash. No one cared.
Oh, I remember throwing rocks at each other.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
I don't
Rock
see
fights
kids
were the
throwing rocks at each other anymore.
I remember I'm going to throw BB guns into toys. And I remember having a...
That was pushing it for a toy, though.
it all depends on how much you pump it.
How old? It depended on how old you were.
Yeah.
And how lenient your parents were.
And how many times you pump it. Because if you pump a BB gun 3 times, it's just going to bounce off your face.
I have a fucking BB
But if
still
you
embedded
pump
in my
it
nugget.
3
dude.
times, because I remember I shot my friend in the arm, and I thought I shot him in the neck, because when he came out, we were like having some sort of BB gun battle, and we were pumping it way too much and like trying to hurt each other.
Yeah.
Because we were weird, you know what I mean? Weird kids. And I fucking shot him, and he came out from around the thing, and he had his hand on his neck, and I thought I shot him in the neck, and I was like, oh my God. And I noticed that it was on his arm, and he was just like looking at it, and he made me, he was like, you shot me, so you got to pull it out. Like, you got to get this thing out of me. And I pulled it out with a dirty bobbing pin that I found on the ground in the barn, and fucking stuck that shit inside of the hole in his arm, fucking wiggled it around, and like found the BB, and then scooped it out. Bloop. So that is a very fun toy.
Yeah.
And it taught me how to get lead out of people's bodies.
I have a BB in my head still.
I could totally help you out with that, man.
No, you
right
can't.
after this show, I'm gonna cut that thing out.
They can't take it out because it's fucking indented in the skull, and they're
Cutting
afraid
it.
if they take it out, it'll fucking.
I got you, man, because I'm not afraid of that at all.
You ain't. It's not your fucking head.
I don't have a single ounce of fear of that. Even if it happens, it's not really gonna affect me a lot. So I'll do that for you, bro, because I love you.
So if I die on the spot, that wouldn't affect you.
It all depends on how much money you have and how much weed you have in your pockets. Then yeah, it might affect me in a positive way. Otherwise, I'd just be like, how am I gonna get rid of this body? He just ate a giant slab of shatter. Oh my God. You're chewing it like gum. That is gross.
I got a couple more commercials. See if you guys remember these.
All right.
You gotta love new WWF figures with real wrestling action.
Yeah.
Take the Snake Roberts versus the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
Yeah. Ted
DiBiase
DiBiase.
lands a $1 Million punch. Match Hulk Hogan against the Macho King Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah, I almost missed the finish Hogan, guaranteed.
Hogan slams him again. Match Andre the Giant against the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh,
Andre
the
will
Ultimate
squash the
Warrior.
Ultimate Maniac. WWF figures so close to the real thing, it's like being in the ring.
That is like the dopest thing. I remember that all the time. And I remember I had one of the little rings.
Yeah, me too.
Little WWF ring with
True
a bunch
story.
of wrestlers.
My cousin used to have the trading cards. You know, the WWF trading cards and shit.
Yeah.
We had the ring, and we had a bunch of the action figures, and we had the trading cards and all kinds of stuff. And at one point, all the toys were gone or broken or whatever, and all of it was left was like the ring. And I remember my little cousin used to play with the trading cards in the ring, and he would like hold the cards up in the ring and like wrestle the cards with each other and stuff. It was so funny, but
You gotta do what you gotta do,
kids,
man.
Yeah, kids just have super strong imaginations. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you can just make do with whatever you got.
I remember I would do
always thought
finger
that.
fights.
I played with those. You remember the stuffed the WW or the WCW buddies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have. one.
God,
used
dude,
to
I
have
fucked
a-
those things up all the time.
Fucking put them in leg locks and shit.
Yep.
And
Yep. And crank back on it.
I remember waking up like 3 hours before anybody else in the house and just wrestling and like fucking up my toys, jumping up off the top fucking shelf,
Yep.
body slam into the bed. That was dope. Another thing that I got into a lot, and we actually talked about this last week in games, was Pogs. I had a lot of Pogs.
Oh, Pogs were just a fucking ridiculous thing back in the day.
I lost all my tubes to bongs, making bongs when I started smoking weed,
Yeah.
and then I couldn't carry my I couldn't carry my shit.
You still have them?
Ninja Turtles.
That the Bebop toy. You remember the Bebop toy?
They were just pointing at stuff.
Rocksteady and Bebop.
Yeah.
Bebop is that Bebop or Rocksteady? Rocksteady was the Rhino, right?
Yeah. Rocksteady was the Rhino.
Yeah. As soon as I got my fucking septum pierced, everybody was all like, "Man, you look like that fucking pig from the Ninja Turtles."
Yeah, and then that's why you took it out?
No, and just took it out because I got tired of getting hit in it.
Yeah.
Being in a fight with a septum piercing is not a pleasurable experience.
Yeah, I wish that Bebop and Rocksteady got a lot more shine in all the turtle stuff because they're dope.
Yeah,
But
it totally was.
But Pogs, I wanted to talk about. I found out the history of Pogs, that it actually originated in
Hawaii.
It actually started in China, and then they started, and then it was made popular by a teacher in Hawaii, and they would
No, it came out. They started playing it with the inner part of the milk.
Yeah, the milk caps.
The milk
underneath
cap.
the cap.
Yeah.
It was like a cardboard thing, and then they would design them and do their own little, thing.
Yeah.
And then the teacher started playing it and made it a fucking toy for everyone or a game for everyone to play, and then it got big and then made it to the States, and that's why we got it real heavy because we're in California. So
Yeah.
right when it got into California, we're right on the coast, so everybody started playing it around here.
Right.
And
Military uses.
yeah, there's also Pogs were a currency in the military. They were used at the Army and Air Force Exchange Service as currency, and still to this day, you can go there and purchase things with Pogs. If you go to a AAFES store worldwide, they're still redeemable, which is weird. That's a trip.
Crazy, dude.
There's a giant list of all these different sets of fucking companies that made Pogs. Everybody got into it for advertising.
Oh God, yeah.
It
I
became a
remember
huge-
the Noid
Yeah.
being on some Pogs. Oh man, you name it, it was on a Pog, dude. Fucking Bigfoot, the monster truck, Nike shoes. MTV had some.
Anything.
The Raisins.
And then they had
you remember
horror.
the Raisins?
Yeah. I had a lot of horror movie Pogs and shit
Yeah.
that had all kinds of bloody scenes of gore. That was fun.
I always had like some stupid thick slammer. It was so weighted down. Nobody liked it. I sold a lot of Pogs with that.
Yeah. What about Tamagotchis? You guys ever fuck with that? Psh. I remember I had one Tamagotchi when I was a kid, and it would always die.
Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah.
keep them alive longer than like a week.
Yeah. No way. You got to feed him. You got to take care of him and change all of his shit. Fuck that.
Yeah, I never understood it. I didn't really like that shit. My sister, though, my little sister, loved them.
Koosh balls.
Yeah. Koosh balls from 1986. I didn't know that they were that early.
Like think of how many kids
That's
choked on those.
That's when I was born.
I'm smoking Koosh balls right now.
Smoking some. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna pack a bowl of some Koosh
My-
balls.
So my name. I have an orange tabby cat, and when I originally got him, I named him Orange Kush. Thought it was a cool name. And then I had to give him to my mom because I was moving, and she's also, what's his name? I'm all like, Kush. She's like, Kush, and I'm like, yeah, like a Kush ball. She's all, oh, okay.
like Koosh.
So it's funny hearing her yell for my cat at night. She'll go out there and yell, Kush, Kush. Laughing my ass off.
This old lady just selling weed.
Yep.
I got Kush. So, do you guys remember Talk Boys at all?
Dude.
The little...
Dude.
Whoa, don't yell at me, Bill.
Dude.
Joey?
Dude.
Apparently Bill remembers the Talk Boy. Joey,
Dude.
you remember Talk Boys?
I don't know.
It's like a little handheld. It looks like a little camcorder, but it just has a microphone sticking off of it. And,
Yeah, from Home Alone, right?
Yeah.
yeah, from Home Alone.
Macaulay
right.
Culkin had that shit. He's what made it all super popular.
That's right. He's the one that made it happen. And I would like to add that the very, very first ever installment of any sort of podcast or anything that I've ever done was recorded on a Talk Boy in second grade. I went
Yeah.
around and I interviewed people, and I did like characters and shit, and it was like a little radio show that I made on my thing, and then from that it progressed into JSC Radio, Click Boom Podcast, Natural Habitat Podcast, and then here we are. And now I'm still doing it, and I'm interviewing people in goofy voices. I did an old man voice earlier. Pretty much the same thing.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm just on more drugs now. What kind of voice was that?
What do you mean?
Did you?
Did you do an old man voice there?
Yeah.
Well, holy shit.
All right, let's see who could do the best old man voice. You go a little bit more with you.
Someone drank all my sarsaparilla. You damn sons of bitches.
That's pretty good.
You got the whistle.
All right, Joey, what you got?
I don't know what I got.
That's pretty good.
Huh?
All right. Hey, I'm gonna smoke some of this herb for my glaucoma. Goodbye.
Smoking
Smoking the herb, huh?
Smoking.
Smoke it up.
All right, now we're gonna do the rest of the show as old men. So I
As an
remember,
old guy.
I remember I had a Stretch Armstrong when I was a child.
Stretch Armstrong.
Stretch Armstrong, and I had him play with my troll dolls. My troll dolls with different color hair. And I would ride my big wheel through town and have all the girls.
You know, back in my day, if you played with the troll dolls, you were a sissy.
There's your whistle. I was wondering what happened to your whistle. Sissy? You calling me a sissy?
Yeah.
Just because I played with troll dolls?
Yellow-livered sissy sauce over
I
there.
only had the one with the red hair and the blue, not the pink.
But they had the little diamond jewels
How
in their
dare
little belly
you.
buttons.
I'm gonna fisticuff you.
Don't you? I put my dukes up over here and
You
I
get away from me. Ah, get away. What are you?
Get some of
Stop
the,
it. Ah, you call me a sissy? I'll feed you a troll
Get
doll.
off the ground.
Ah,
You fucking- Stop it.
Stop. Okay.
Stop it.
All right. Truce. Joey, I'm sorry.
What happens when we,
I'm sorry you
what
had to
happens when
see
we
that.
Smoke too much.
All right. End scene. That's it.
Oh man.
Man, that was
time.
heavy. Another thing that I saw on this list just now that I was into forever was hacky sacks.
Oh, dude, I still hacky sack
yeah.
like a boss. Dude.
What a stony ass fucking game. And you would
The
always
original.
you'd be able to find potheads if you just go to where the hacky sack circle is.
I still hacky sack, man. I'm real good at that.
Wherever
shit.
they're hacky sacking at, you know they're up to no good. You know they're doing something else other than hacky sacking.
Yeah, there's always puffs of cloud coming up
Yeah.
here and there.
I remember hippity
Smoke
hops.
signals.
Those were fun.
The war between good and evil continues, and you can be a hero with He-Man. You can be a hero battling Skeletor in his all-terrain Terrorclaw. You can be a hero with the big blasting Bowler-Jet. You can be a hero with the action-packed Astro-Sup. And you can be a hero with the controls of the incredible Starship Eternia. Figures and vehicles sold separately, batteries not included. In the war between good and evil, you can overcome the forces of Skeletor. You can be a hero
With He-Man.
I think they're misusing the word hero.
You could be a hero.
Yeah, the commercials were intense. That's how they hooked you. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
wanted to get you a part of everything.
Hell yeah, you'd hear the loud ass
Each
music.
one of them had their own. Yeah, you know, like G.I. Joe and fucking
Yeah.
all of them. All of them would just suck you in and make you a part of it, you know. And then they would all like travel over to the next show and shit too.
And then you would just hear, do you want to be a hero?
Hold on.
Yeah, of course I do. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, who the
Is
fuck
that a
does
fucking
it?
zombie on that Lincoln Log box?
It's the Evil Dead Lincoln log. It's the Evil Dead cabin.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's a real fucking zombie? It is. Okay.
It says Play School Lincoln Logs, The Evil Dead, and it has a zombie, and then there's a cabin underneath it, and it's the cab. It's not the cabin from the movie because there's no deck and there's no swing. So
Crazy. I didn't know play schools did Evil Dead stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
That's crazy.
I need to own that article of toy.
Good luck, because that's probably a collector's item like a motherfucker.
All right.
Let's try to look it up right now.
Evil Dead Lincoln log.
I don't know. You a Evil Dead fan, Joey?
Yep.
Let's
I like
see.
all the zombie shit.
Yeah.
I don't really discriminate. You know what I mean? There's not one that's really better than the other. I'm super stoked on that a Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. Have you seen that? Did you see the trailer for that?
No.
It's about Boy Scouts in the zombie apocalypse, and it looks like similar to like Zombieland or something. It's fucking sick, dude.
What? That sounds dope.
You know
Yeah. Yeah.
Zombieland was initially written up to be a TV show, and they
Crazy.
didn't think it was a good enough concept for a television show. They didn't think it'd like make it hot enough, so they just made the movie out of it. And actually, I don't know if it was Netflix or another one of those like streaming sites, but they picked it up and they're going to make a show out of it.
Dang, really?
They're going to run the original show idea.
That's dope.
Because, like, if you remember in the movie, he goes through, like, all these, like, this list of, like, rules. That's what you only get, like, 6 or 7 of the rules out of the, like, 50 some odd that he has.
And that's supposed to be throughout the season?
Yeah.
New rules?
Yeah, like, every episode he drops rules and this and that.
Yeah, that's just constant ideas. They could keep it going forever.
Yeah, they could.
That'd be dope. I'd watch that
They
for
could.
sure. They could.
They totally could.
It could happen. So, let's see. Also,
High C?
would you guys high C? Would you guys high C? Would you count trading cards as toys? We brought them up earlier with the wrestling thing. So.
Well, I mean, like, now see, there's a difference between trading cards and playing cards. Like you have your Magic and your Pokemon.
I think those would be games. And then I guess,
but you play with them.
Okay, well, I guess cards.
You need to use your imagination. You know what I mean? That's playing.
I think that cards would be in their own category as collectibles with comic books.
Yeah,
stuff like that. That could be a whole another episode.
Because let's think about it. We are the generation of cards. They had wrestling cards, cards on big rigs and drivers, and
I still got Star Wars cards.
Star Wars cards. God, what was real big? Cabbage Patch. Not Cabbage Patch. Garbage Pail Kids. You remember those?
Yeah, I still have some. I got one right here.
Yeah, I just found a few the other day.
They still make them. It's crazy.
And that is a collectible card, but it's also a sticker and a game because you got to make the big picture on the back as well.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
That's.
They even had horror trading cards. They would have like Freddy and Jason and all kinds of shit.
I have Batman Returns cards too.
Yeah.
Fucking A, man. That's a whole nother episode. Plus,
fucking cards, dude.
Plus, we're done with this episode because I got to go and hawk some tickets. That's what I do. What I do on my free time. Tickets. Yeah, I swallow them so that people can't steal them because a lot of people like to meet up with you and then they just pull out a knife and they go, give me them tickets. And they don't want to pay for them. You know what I mean?
See, that's when I look at them and go, that's not a knife. And
This
then I
is
pull
a
out my
knife.
dick.
I was going to say that. You pull out your dick. I also have my dick out, and then we're like, these are knives.
Yep.
And then they usually run away.
Yeah.
Sometimes they start slicing at our dicks.
My dick is very horrifying.
It is.
Least small.
I was going to say, you have real big, bumpy balls with a tiny baby dick.
God, my balls are so fucking big.
I've seen it way too many times.
It's uncomfortable. And my dick sometimes gets hidden by my balls. That looks like a little baby dick over here. Yeah. I'm fucking too, like, I don't know, what are honeydew melons? That's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable, man.
Easily honeydew melons. And I think the main thing to focus on is that you're open about it, you're humble about it. It's the very first thing you say to any girl.
My dick and balls looks like an upside down, really big eared Mickey Mouse.
and your dick does have that, like it gets all tiny at the end and then has like the ball like a marble on the end, like his nose.
Yeah.
And it looks like an elf's foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that's weird. I never thought of that. That's crazy. All right, we're gonna put pictures up online on the Twitter where they will allow that. So go to @NH Podcast Live and see pictures of William Waffles' Mickey Mouse looking dick.
Yep.
It's gonna be great. Free the bacon.
Yep.
Joey, you got any last words, Joey?
Nope.
This fucking guy.
For the tip, bro.
I feel bad because like we'll all be super high and then like you and me will just rant about Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah.
And the Skype feed's like I'd say like a second off. There's like a little bit of a delay because I'll say something funny and then it'll be quiet and then Joey will go. So he's always like, I feel like it's hard for you to like jump into the conversation sometimes. You know what I mean? With the Skype delay. So I apologize for that.
No, it's cool.
And yeah, so I think that everybody out there should go and find their box of toys, go hit up your mom or your grandma or whatever and be like, hey, you got a box of my old shit? And just get super high, roll a blunt to your dome, and play with some old school toys.
Right, some Connects or
Get down.
Mogs or...
Yeah, and guaranteed you're going to play with that shit for about 5 minutes and be like, what the fuck? And then pick up an iPod. But, you know.
Probably not.
Whatever. Give it a shot. And
Smoke first.
Yeah, smoke heavily, and that makes everything way more interesting. Yeah. So until next time, we love you guys. Be the best you could be. Unless you can be Batman, then be Batman.
Always be Batman.
I stole that from a meme. I'm not trying to be Fat Jew over here. The Fat Jewish? Fat Jewish or Fat Jew?
It's a Fat Jew, dude.
Both.
Don't even get me started on that. I could go another 40 minutes on that myself, dude.
All right.
Fucking Fat Jew thieving comic fucking piece of shit.
The best way for him to pay for what he did is for people to stop talking about him and for him to disappear.
I want to box him.
Joe Rogan was talking on...
I want to box me some Fat Jew.
I think he was on Russia Today, and he was talking about a bunch of shit with Abby Martin. And then she asked him about Carlos Mencia, and she's like, so what happened in the wake of that? Like, they played part of the video, and she's like, so what happened after that? Like, what was the outcome? And he was like, where's Carlos Mencia? He's gone.
Right.
Nobody knows where the fuck he is. Yeah, you know. That's what we need to do with the Fat Jewish. So that's the last time he will ever be mentioned here on this podcast. Because we got no love for him. But we got love for all of you. I don't know. Nobody.
That's right.
Peace, bitches.
Yep.
A lot of sign-offs. A lot of different
You
sign-offs.
said it.
No,
Yeah.
well, it's still going.
Chicka sign off.
All right.
The Natural Habitat Podcast.